This afternoon's mission. Get these bad boys into the ground. I was giving them the other day. Careful. Open.
No.
So the other day, in between drop-offs and all that with the school, I got stuck into the front garden. One I planted the crimson clover a few months back and got that all mulched down and covered it with compost.
It's come up.
Yeah.
It's come like there.
Yeah. With the plan to plant melons in there and then some sort of flower as well for over summer for the kids to tend to and look after themselves. But I wasn't quite sure what flower. And then literally the next day our neighbour came over and he handed me some Jerusalem artichoke and Yacon. And it was like perfect because I want to plant sunflowers out the front there too. I've got this variety called Kong and it can grow to 5 meters tall. I think it's like 16 feet. It's insanely tall. So it's super thick stem and the flower itself grows to about 45 centimeters in diameter. Now again, at this point you might be wondering why the hell I'd want to plant vegetables and what I wanted to be a flower bed basically with melons. Mostly because the Yacon itself isn't so much a vegetable, it's actually a flower. It's a part of the sunflower family as well. It's also known as the Peruvian ground apple. So when you eat the tuber itself, it's actually quite sweet. It doesn't taste like a potato or sweet potato or anything like that. It tastes like a fruit. You can eat them raw, you skin it, slice it, you can put it in smoothies or just eat it in a salad or whatever, or you can cook it. The fiber in these is a really good food for the microbiome within your stomach and actually helps with prebiotics and everything. The carbohydrates in it, the body doesn't actually use and it passes through, so it's really low in GI. So this one, I've got 2 little rosettes on these. They've actually started to sprout. I'm just going to plant the whole tuber on its own instead of trying to split it and have 2 separate plants. I'm just going to try and establish one good plant. The tuber itself, for these rosettes, acts as a food source for when these are growing, and then they start to sprout their own roots. Much like the potatoes do the same thing. The potato itself is just a food source for the plant when it overwinters, and then later it goes to sprout again. So I'm going to plant this one, because these can grow to about, I think it's about 6 feet. They can get quite tall. So I'm going to plant this one dead smack in the middle. Because I've got about 7 Jerusalem artichokes as well. I'll plant sort of mid part of the garden, and then the coneflowers along the back. And the whole point of planting these big flowers in here is because the conservatory there over summer becomes a ridiculous oven. So I want to try and shade it out over summer. When you're planting these, much like your potatoes and all your other tubers, you want to plant them about 10 to 15 centimeters deep. And then if you're planting multiple of these rosettes, you want to plant them about 30 centimeters apart. Give them enough space. And same with your Jerusalem artichokes. They're not a vegetable. They're not actually even an artichoke. And they're not from Jerusalem either. It's completely misleading, the name. It is a flower as well, and it is part of the sunflower family again. It also has inulin in it, which helps with prebiotics in your stomach. But it's also called the artichoke. Because of the carbohydrates in this, it can cause you to be a little bit gassy. But just like the Yacon, you got your little rosettes. I don't know if you can see them there. This one's actually got a few. This one's got one here. When you go to plant them, you want to plant them so they're facing upwards, and this will begin to sprout and start to sprout up. And just like your potatoes and the Yacon and all the others, you want to plant about 10 to 15 centimeters deep and 30 centimeters apart, or a foot apart. This too will produce a sunflower-like flower and grow quite tall.
Oh wow, you got that big stump out.
Hey?
You got that big stump out.
Babe, that's been gone for months.
Has it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh,
I've been very observant.
you are very observant.
Yeah.
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 I love how you notice all the work I do.
I was preoccupied, suffering with my body. Someone's coming.
Hey?
Someone's coming.
Daddy?
Hello, buddy.
Dad?
Hello.
Dad?
How's your eye?
Oh.
Ooh, there's a good one.
Put off, put out.
Yeah, you fall down on the car.
Put in my neck. Put on.
Mission done. So that's the Yacon planted and the Jerusalem artichokes that are planted. They are both perennials, so they'll just keep coming back every year. So every time I harvest it, I can pick the rosebuds, the rosette things, the rhizomes, whatever you want to call them. I call them rosebuds because they look like rosebuds. Harvest those and then plant them again for the next year. Or you can just leave them in the ground and you'll have another plant pop up. But doing that, within a couple of years, your garden's going to be taken over by artichoke. And then we have the sunflowers as well. And then soon, once it starts to warm up a little bit more, I've got melons germinating at the moment, some seedlings going. I'll plant them out here, and the whole reason I'm doing it out here is because this part of the house gets absolutely hammered with sun. Partly why I'm doing the big sunflowers in front of the conservatory, so it's not so much of a heater, because it actually heats up the lounge and the rest of the house. There's that much heat coming from it. And hopefully over the next few months we'll start seeing some development. And then at the end of summer, a good harvest. See you in the next one.